And e5 is on, a near automatic for Magnus here.
Here it is.
But he's really
there you go, e5.
Adjusting everybody. Do you do that, by the way, before the start of the game?
Adjust the knights.
You just adjust the knights.
I have them facing towards my opponent's king.
Clever. There you go. And the players are repeating very quickly the tabia of
this is a staple,
modern, the
staple
Joko piano.
Grandmaster chess.
And bishop a7. Move order, always very important at these top levels. Knight bd2. And we're going to see a h3 rook e1 or something a little offbeat. Recalling again from their New York City World Championship match, it was the Joko piano in game 10 that allowed Magnus to tie.
Magnus has to prove a point, because they did tie in the classical match in New York, and ever since then, Magnus is stamping his authority on Sergei.
Yes, and again, they did tie for first in the World Blitz Championship, but that knight
most
on
of
F5,
us would have immediately gotten rid of that.
we would be fearful that knight on F5 is really scaring the bejesus out of us. But at the moment, I don't see a breakthrough.
I'm considering knight g5.
Knight g5.
With the idea, if you take on g5, I'm going to take on a7 first. Knight takes a7 and then queen takes g5.
And then you're perfectly set up for
again,
checkmating
knight
pattern.
g5 might actually not do anything. I'm just looking for, always I'm looking for consequences of my opponent's previous move. And that is h5. But I like what Sergei is doing.
Whoa, d3, d4.
Opening up the rook on b5 for
That's the theory. That's the theory.
Lateral actions.
But at the same time, it does free up Black's pieces, like the rook on e8 suddenly has a role, and the knights as well.
Well, let's see consequentially here. So e5 takes d4. I'm assuming knight on f3 takes d4. Gosh, I'm not a big fan of my
Or
suggestion.
actually maybe knight 5 takes d4, because I'm afraid if you take with a knight 3 from d4, I can go knight e5 maybe.
Okay, so e5 takes d4, knight 5
takes
d4, knight c5.
No, he
blocking
went with
the
a 3.
rook.
Well, he took with the other knight.
He did, and he did it very, very quickly. So he's following up on his idea. So how does it go if I just vacuum the pieces off the board? Knight takes knight c6 takes d4. Bishop takes d4, or knight takes d4. Okay. I want to play knight c5.
But then I go f3.
F3. Then I'll go c6. Get rid of that rook.
Okay.
That rook.
I draw back with
Wait one
the rook
second.
on b2.
So you have to take once.
And he has.
And you have to take once, because otherwise knight takes knight is happening.
And he's bishop takes d4. Now he's eyeballing rook takes e4.
Rook takes e4, bishop takes
But
g7.
rook takes h. There's also
Bishop takes g7.
Yes.
I
And
have a feeling that should be working.
it looks.
Or bishop c3, yeah, that's
if
much
there was a
better move.
challenge, Sergei backed off the challenge of the sacrifice. I know what you mean, because your rook on the 5th looks very attractive, but maybe Black's king just goes f8, e7.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, but bishop c3. Magnus has regained his pawn, but he's facing threats of rook h5, rook g5, queen g5. I think it's time to try to plug up that diagonal, knight e5.
Yes.
I'm a little bit worried that a6 at the right time.
Knight e5, queen d5 could potentially be an unpleasant 3. Because after rook takes c4, bishop takes c5,
By
and
the
if
way,
you go...
we have to look at the time situation with
A huge factor. Magnus's clock is really ticking quickly.
And I'm pretty sure right now, those 10 seconds he lost at the beginning of the game, he's regretting a little bit.
And Magnus boldly saying, go ahead and play rook g5 or rook h5. I've got defensive resources.
Okay, and if I go rook takes h5?
With the idea rook h8.
It's a lovely idea
from me, yes.
Yeah,
rook h8, yeah.
Followed by queen h6 and queen takes g7, check and mate. So rook takes h5 is going to have to be bet by knight e5.
Or queen e6.
or queen e6.
This is true.
Nakamura won against Topalov.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
Thank you.
the luckless Veselin Topalov not showing his best in the 5-minute. Okay, well, rook takes h5, time to win some material, but
What about, you know,
you had a thought?
I had a thought about queen d5. No, but it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Just the
It
bishop
doesn't
on
work.
c3.
It doesn't work. No, no.
Good morning, good
yeah,
morning.
It
It has been very early
it
here.
has
We've
been.
had early starts here in St. Louis. Of course, those 4 a.m. wake-up calls are really enjoyed by everybody
How
on
about
set.
rook g5?
Rook g5.
Concrete,
Yeah.
as concrete as possible.
Okay. I think, well,
Rook takes
Rook
h5
h5
was played.
and queen e6
Queen e6.
instantly, not knight e5 as maybe I had suggested, but queen e6 protecting the h6 square so you didn't have this combination of rook h8.
What if rook
Good
e1
move.
now?
Good move. Rook e1,
Yep.
queen cannot go to g6. That's a
Because of rook
landmine.
g5.
Rook g5 would win on the spot. Wow, and Sergei's clock is ticking down very smartly as well. 32 seconds I'm seeing to Magnus's
Yeah.
27. The
Rook e1. I like rook e1.
Yes.
Now the question is rook e1. I think the only move must
Knight
be
e5.
knight e5.
and he's played
He's
rook
played-
e1.
And queen.
Queen g6, a move
Really?
that we had said
So queen takes g. Okay, he's trying to create a blockade.
he was forced to sacrifice his queen, give up his queen, but that queen on g5, oh my, hovering near the king. Very important move, rook c5, to prevent this move, rook g4, which was a winning threat. A winning threat has now been alleviated, but rook g4, and ooh, he played that quickly,
Queen b3 with the idea rook takes g6.
Yes.
clearly.
Clearly.
But, well, we have to just move our king. Rook h. And
you
the
can-
combined powers of queen and rook are really showing that the rook and knight are not adequate at the moment. But, again, looking for concrete inroads. Do you see it yet, Christian?
I don't. Just create attacks over and over again, and then at the right, rook e4 with the idea maybe f4 in the future.
Magnus is finding shelter for his king. He's put his king in the center, but
What
behind
about
a
just
number
running? Why don't I just run with my h-pawn? Why do I need to...
and the moves are coming fast and furious. Finally, a infiltrating type of move, queen f6,
f4.
f4, the
start
knight on
running.
e5.
Running with the king side.
Yes,
G4,
g4,
H4.
h5, h4, let's get going.
Remember Maurice? Maurice said it's all about the passed pawns
Yes.
and the ability to create passed pawns. Let's do that.
Breaking news.
MVL has won his game.
I think he's winning. I don't know if he has won yet.
No, he
has
has won.
We have a confirmation of a victory, indeed. Okay, too late.
Yep, you can do
h6,
it.
rook g6, king. You can't take the queen because the pawn is on. And Magnus hesitating with his king, barely getting in time.
Queen e5.
F5, yeah.
h7,
H7, yeah.
and then
This
this
is game over.
over.
This is game over.
Queen h6, and the pawn is unstoppable. Magnus going down. It's all about the clock.
Oh,
And 2 queens. Oh, queen f6 check would have ended the game on the spot.
he's got no... Okay, 5.
Queen c2 check. Oh, ooh. Very, a lot of nervousness going on here. Is somehow Magnus has managed to get to knight and 2 pawns versus queen. He's trying to set up a fortress.
Yeah, it's a nice
No,
and tricky
it's not gonna-
piece.
Yes, don't we know it? And you notice that the world blitz champion is keeping his queen as far away from any knight forks as he possibly can. His technique is a little bit shaky, but it's enough.
It's enough, yeah.
As Magnus is facing a devastating queen check. Yes.
Yes, put it
Again.
far
King
away,
b6.
far away.
I'm not
King b6.
allowing
Yeah.
king b6. and as Zugzwang is about to be presenting itself, and Magnus recognizing it's hopeless,
It's hopeless.
Next move,
Now
king
it's
d6.
king E6,
and
yeah.